Hi, everybody. I am just jumping online to talk to you today and celebrate International Women's Day. This was a truly remarkable day. For one, it was a day where we could sit back, reflect, maybe even go to work, right? So not really sit back, but really reflect on the women in our lives who have made a difference in our lives. So I really thought there was a great opportunity for me to consider the women in my life who have made a difference. And I want to ask you, who are the women in your life who have made a difference? Who are the women in your life who have empowered you, who have helped you to grow and develop? There's this one woman who I think of every time I talk to anyone when I'm training and they ask me, who's an example of a great manager or a great leader? And I always talk to them about Casey Hughes. When I was in AmeriCorps, Casey Hughes was my manager. I served a year in at the Boston Children's Museum, and Casey was my manager. One thing that I loved about Casey is that she built me up. She was a woman who was strong in her own right. She had a wonderful amount of skills, and she was a people person, very gregarious, and really knew a lot about the field of education, particularly community engagement, early childhood and elementary education, as well as the arts. But Casey was incredibly humble, and she really empowered me and gave me the autonomy to grow. She was a great coach. She would meet with me on a weekly basis, but not just a weekly basis, but she would check in with me throughout the day, throughout the week, ask me how things are going. She would observe and kind of just see where I needed support and help, and then jump right in to help out wherever she could. And I really appreciate Casey for being the type of woman that I want to be in my career. She was somebody who was a mom, and she was somebody who was a friend. She's somebody who was a leader, and she was somebody who was giving. She understood that her position as manager wasn't just a position of power where she could be a manager and influence people, but she also realized that to be a truly good manager, you must be a servant leader. So I'm not sure if you all have heard of John Maxwell or read any of his leadership books, but he really encourages leaders, managers to have a servant leader mentality. And so when I think of a woman who really for me embodies somebody who I aspire to be like, I aspire to be like Casey. So this is a shout out to her and to all the other women, especially the women who are working professionals and are busy moms. They have a really busy and hectic career as well. It's just a shout out to all of you guys to keep doing what you're doing, to be encouraged, to follow your dreams, and to look to other women to build you up. And hopefully we can together empower each other, not knock each other down, but really empower each other to become the women, the leaders that we should be. So happy Women's Day, everybody.